All right. All right. Shalom. 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 All right. We're the Hebrew Israelites come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of the land in which we stand. All right. So we're out here to wake up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, the people on the sign, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Speckled Bird. Okay? To wake up, repent. Right? It's the most important thing. Is that the brother right there? Shalom, beloved. Repent, acknowledge your offense, pray for forgiveness, get back in order. All right? Shalom, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shem, Kakadash, Rakatha. To the beloved brother, right there, always pop, right on time. Yeah, ain't a damn thing changed. We're still out here for, whatever's left of it. But first and foremost, and as always, we face the east. And we say, Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and its sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right. Shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. So as we can see, this devil is scrambling, right? Shalom to the brother. He's being completely revealed, and he's being met with his own complexion. He has to see himself. Right, he said, "Oh shit, the jig is up." They all know they've been lying this whole time, right? But now they can't hide it anymore. They can't rebrand it. They can't bundle it into derivatives and flip it one more time. All right. In every sector, if it's the financial sector, if it's the law, if you will, law and order. They can't flip it anymore, okay? There is no justice. There is no money. It's just a scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme to keep us controlled, right? And now the amnesia has worn off, and now it's coming clear that, oh, we're just slaves, right? Locked up in a cell. Look at the brother. He's going. Woo. Let me just follow him. I'm going to follow the brother. Jeremiah 49:7. The water. This is the brother Isaiah Allah, Idaho. All right. What? 49, Jeremiah? 49:7. Let me check it one more time because I don't want to come back bad. Jeremiah 49:7. All right, this is the brother Isaiah Allah, Idaho. Jeremiah 49:7, and the header reads, "The prophecy against Edom," or Idumean. Concerning Edom, all right, 7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. Well, guess what? This is the time that the Most High will visit Esau. And guess what? He shook. He knows it. He's saying to himself right now, oh, it's going down. Okay, so we're going straight through. Did I read straight through? 10, yes, sir. I'm in there. The water to the brother. I'm jacking it up here. Salaki. Okay. Did I get through 10? Here we go. the time that I will visit him, right? Again, this is 9, Jeremiah 49 and 9. This is the brother Isaiah Allah, Idaho, the beloved brother. If great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes going into the gleaning, right? Which was a law and a custom of our people that we would, it was the welfare system of the time, which is, what we were taught by our beloved elders. If great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? This is what we do. Because it's within our spirit, to look out for each other and, for God so loved the world, right? And the whole law can be hung on these two. This is about us, all right? And very soon everybody will be made to know or forced to understand that. Anyway, if thieves by night, they will destroy till they had enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. And this is where this is exactly what I wanted to speak on. I wanted to the brother. Esau is being laid completely bare right now. And he's so used to running shit and knowing that even though he's a knuckle-dragging idiot, a bungling fool, and he knows he ain't shit, things always still fall his way, no matter how raggedy and, let's just say, unkempt he was made to be. He was still shown favor. Well, now, right, he's completely confounded because he's like, well, what's happening? What's happening? My mojo or whatever has been working for me all this time, guess what? Right? And it's bad. And I could go to the brother's page right here, which I did, I believe, yesterday, to grab examples, right? Ready-made examples from great lessons and videos made by the brother. You just pop in real quick, and let me use this as an example. The water, right? But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. Okay, so what does this go back to? This goes back to Cain, right? And his mark. What? I remember looking for, when we were a kid, we were like, this nigga, we got to cut your hair, so we can see your scalp to see if those sixes are up there, right? This is what we were made to believe. Well, nigga, you ain't never going to find out who the Antichrist is, because you got to be able to give him a Samson and Delilah haircut first, to be able to determine, because the nigga will be born with a tattoo on his head, all right? This is what we were made to believe, right? When really, the Most High has preserved this guy and put a hedge of protection, right? So that we wouldn't be able to find him until when? Until now, all right? That hedge of protection goes all the way to the law. My punishment is more than I can bear, right? Can you do something for a nigga? And you say, you know what? I'm going to give you a whole minute to go out and be a perfect devil. How about that? I'll do that for you. Okay, I'm going to let you run. I'm going to let you run crazy. And there it is. Genesis 4:13. Salakia, for me laughing, I have to laugh. Because the brother's an expert, right? At knowing exactly what any... this is the book of Genesis 4:13. Salakia. I get the chills. Genesis 4:13. Brother Isaiah Allah, Idaho, still get tongue-tied. Wow, here we go. This is it. I quoted it, the water to the brother. And Cain said unto my Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me, okay, shall slay me. So he was pleading this case. He was like, look, that's kind of heavy, don't you think? Because they just, as soon as they see me, they're going to kill me. And then, so the Most High basically said, this is true, so I'm going to give you a short reprieve. Okay, I'm going to give you from this time to this time, right? And I'm going to hide you. 4:15. I'm going to hide you for a minute, as it were for a moment, right? What was it? Yep. Okay, so everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Okay, so this is very important because right now, and I learned this, from a beloved elder, right, out of Mississippi. I forget his name right now. Excellent teacher. Anyone that findeth me, we're in the time of him being revealed and us finding. See, the hedge, this hedge, let me read on. Genesis 4:15, the brother Isaiah Allah Idaho again. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, right? So here's the Most High coming to his rescue and cutting him some slack. Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. So he's completely protecting him, which Esau has been completely protected up until this point, right? He could get away like right now. Yeah, we stole your daughters, we raped them, right, on an island, because we're the kings of the earth, and we can do that, and we kept it a secret, and we lied about it. But we can do that because right now the earth has been given into our hands, and we can do what the hell we want. Right? We're the gods of it. And so they've done nothing wrong, but it was the way that they went about it, right? And now, as a result of this particular incident, right, the whole thing is unraveling, right? Their myriad of lies, their web of lies that connects and hides them, right? It's all coming undone, and their lies are being used to expose each other. Right here, brothers, rolling. Let me get in there. let me stay current. I'm gonna just roll with this. Okay. Job. Where was it? Damn, here we go. My phone is so stupid. Okay, we got the 15. And I'll come back to that. Okay, Job 21. Job 21, 29. And we'll come back. I'm going to hold that. Job 21, 29. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to sit here and watch this, right? The water Yabashu. It's beautiful, right? Made up with my daughter the other day, right? After our little fallout of 2 months. She's 16. But, the joy of my child. And to watch my enemy fall is right up there. 21 and what? Oh, here we go. Oh. Is it 29? Should kill him. 21, 29? Wow. Okay, 21. Is it 21 and 9? Let's see. 29. Let me read 21 and 9. I don't know if I read that right, but real quick. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. That kind of goes in line with what I was looking for. Let me see. Job 21:29. KJV. Have you not asked them that go by the way? Do you not know their tokens? Let me see. That the wicked is reserved unto the day of destruction. Definitely that. Let's see. For ye say, where's the house? I'm reading up a little. This is Job 21:28. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? There we go. Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face? That's us. That's this brother right here, who's expertly giving me these alley-oops, right? These assists, right? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction, that they should be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he hath done? Salak. Lucky. All right. Yep. That would be the men of the Lord with the assists and the alley-oops. Who shall declare his way to his face? You get that right here. Salakia. And he's appalled. He hates to be told, right, the truth. He hates to be wrong, which he's born that way. He's born, his soul is not upright in him. This is wisdom 5, right? If I'm not mistaken. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face. Who shall stand in his face? This brother right here, alone, in Boise, which is crazy. That's in great bold. That's great boldness in Idaho. Brother standing on the street. So-called white men is the devil all day and all night, with wisdom and knowledge and harmless as wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, right? And we're almost out of here. We're about to get pulled. All right, let me read this again. This is the brother. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. Great boldness. I was very scared the first time I went out, right? But I was, my anger, it was upholding me, right, after losing my daughter, right, in a court case. So I was like, I went straight home, made this sign right here, and out of pure fury, I'm going out, made up my mind, went out there and was scared as hell, right? But my fury, it upheld me, and then you get out there, and then the rest of it just, it does what it says it does, right? The Spirit does what it says, and this is what it does. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor. It was scriptures like that I was like, those are the kind of things I was like, oh man, that's got to be me right there. I have to do that, right? Get your ass out there. I was like, oh shit. And it was real, right? So that great boldness, that's a real thing. Where did we come from? Let me get back in. talk too much. Let me see. 21, 29, 30, 31, 32. Shalom, 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 Akia. Shalom to the brothers Zaquan of Damawathia there, all the way from the peninsula. Wanted to go here real quick. I think I finished that out. Let's see. Make sure I finished it out. Shalom. There he is. 32. Job 21:32. Make sure I finished. Who shall, okay, 31. Yep. Who shall declare his way to his face? This brother right here, the Zaquan, Damawathia, is one, right, who inspires me, right, especially with that, again, when I still had a little energy when I came in, right, but as you get older, right, what you do is you get wiser, right, you don't have that youthful energy no more, you still do, but you have to manifest it in a different way as you get older. You want to do some things, right, you got to get wiser. As you get older, right, your body begins to, you like, okay, I can't do what I used to be able to do, so now I have to do it in a different way. I have to be a bit wiser as I do it. And of course, we still got to train, but, the ass whoopings that were given 20 years ago, right, aren't the ones that will be administered today. It's just going to be a much wiser situation, just before we get that power. Anyway, who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him, what he hath done? These brothers, you understand? See, as much as I want to get that power, right? I'm like this. I want the Zaquan, the elder Malcolm told a story, right? He had a dream in which the brothers were, they had to do some swarming, right, to protect other brothers, and he got emotional, right, like I might right now, and I can imagine some of the fierce warriors from the Chicago camp, and he told a story of how some of them just rose up and were basically sacrificing their lives, and that's who the spiritual battle should go to. But anyway, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. We used to read that. We used to come out there and read that, scared and alone. And we're this close, man. We're this close. And sometimes you feel alone out there, but right? All you got to do, hey, that faith, you're going to be alone. You're going to be alone, right? But you just look down and know, right? Just keep fighting, and then you're going to look up, and You are never alone because, right? If you're the second for Elisha, and he allows you to see, and there's been an army with you the entire time, right? And then the brothers start appearing, right? The elder apostle gives you the nod. He makes you a moderator, right? So you get some energy back. Start working out, and you get a second wind, right? The water to the brotherhood. Anyway, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? So the God of this world, right, is not the spiritual demon Satan. It's his physical counterpart, right? The so-called white man. He's the God of this world. And right now, he's had it tucked, not letting you know who's really in charge. Now he's about to show you. He's like this. You look, what they used to call the middle class. You guys don't matter no more. Cutting you off. You guys are now niggas. I know you were worried. It has been confirmed you are officially niggas now. And we are the kings, and kings must have subjects. You guys been niggas the whole time, and we're taking the blinders off. We're showing the horns. All right? This is what they're doing right now. Donald Trump called his constituents a bunch of stupid, I don't need you no more. They're openly, right, going to the next level, which is I'm the devil. This is how I get out. Here's pedophilia. Here's I switch up the laws and make them I'm white and I say so, motherfucker. Get in the concentration camp if you disagree. We're at that point now. So the earth is not given into the hand of the spiritual demon Satan. Okay? Because who is the wicked? Okay? Let's read it again. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Esau. It's coming out now that, the whole time, nigga, you've been running shit, acting like it's a democracy, or these two choices that you have, right, are not really a choice at all. It's all sleight of hand and straight deception, nigga. I'm the devil. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fess up, right, because I've been revealed. Right? Let's get this real quick. All right. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, but where are we at now? Let's get 1 Peter real quick. Just for a quick time reference, 1 Peter 4:7, and then we'll get Revelation. Because this nigga's being revealed. We're in the time of revelation. 1 Peter 4, Salaki, and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. So we're at the end. All right? Be ye therefore, Salaki, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So we're at the end. What does that mean for the devil? Revelation 12:12. Now that we know we're at the end, all right. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath. That's very important. Having great wrath. For who? For who his tail drew the third of. Having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a what? Short time, right? So what's he gonna do? He's taking off the mask, right? There's the brother Bayan. Oh, look at that. Shalom, 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 akiyam. Shalom. Is that what he put? He did. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, shalom, y'all. It's a blessing. For what are you guys? I'm gonna read that again. So we're in the time of Revelation. Revelation basically means apocalyptic or I guess revealing. So Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, so he knows he has to go for broke. See, just like we're watching him, right, as a barometer, what we see happening right now, right, is the jig is up, the handwriting is on the wall, and they can't, right, they can't sustain these lies anymore. The fiat money has reached its end. Everything has reached its end, and we can't flip it. We can't flip derivatives one more time and bundle them and turn them into come up with a whole new name and trick a nigga just one more time in any facet. Again, in the executive, judicial, or legislative branch, we can't do it anymore because all the lies have come full circle. All of the conspiracy theorists and well, if we just look the other way, well, it's Bondi's fault. It's Bongino's fault, right? But we're going to give the pedophile, we're going to give him a pass. No. Snake eyes. Everything has come out to a cat's game. Okay? It's over. The handwriting is on the wall. Many tackle you farson, nigga. It's over. Okay? And yet and still, but it's not his fault. And he's saying, nigga, it's my fault. Fuck you niggas, it's my fault. I'm the fucking devil. He's going to keep doing it. Most High got the cruel king, right? If you're noticing the cruel king, he's like this. No, it is my fault. And fuck you guys. He's already there. Once they signed that bill, the big, beautiful, once that was through, he's like this, I'm done. We did it. Okay? The Holocaust has begun. We got funding. Here's the thing. We got funding to kill everybody. Right? It's on. It's cracking. You guys gave me permission. That was the snake. He said, I am that snake, and the whole story. It was at that moment when they signed that on July 4th. Nobody was looking. Then they said, we did it. They said we could take off any facade. This is what they're saying. This is what Epstein is. Oh, that didn't happen. That's not fun. Doesn't matter what you think at this point. Right? Motherfucker, if you knew the truth. This is what Trump said about that. He said, are you going to release the Epstein files? He goes, he said, not so much that one. He said, that's I forget the exact word. That's a strange bunch, that crowd. He said, that's a strange bunch, that crowd. He said something like that, right? And what he was referring to was the real owners, right, the ones that the earth was actually given into the hand of, right? I.e., the Rothschild, da 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 da, if you wanted to put a name on it. But those people actually commune and cavort, right, with the spiritual demon Satan, okay, right, to maintain what was given to them in the first place, right, through wickedness and left-handed magic and things of, you know, how they get out or whatever. So, and we know, you know, we all know this, but the point being made is it's over, right? Why is it over? It's over because it only works if it's a secret. Their magic works through deception, behind, sneakily, in the dark, right? The owl, right? That's why they call it a secret society. Once that became, you know, noised abroad, then it loses its luster, if you will. You know, the magic doesn't work anymore. In other words, it's just magic. Janus and Jambres, right? That wasn't spiritual power. That was magic. It was left-handed spiritual power, which is only magic, which is sleight of hand. I'm going to make you think something is happening, right? And it's really just a trick, while Moses, snake, was actually doing what he said it was doing, right? Which was not a trick, okay? So, when let's get this real quick, except for the very elect, the time that we're going into, right? The elect cannot be fooled, right? Because we understand true spiritual power, whereas everybody else, they're just going to believe whatever they see. They're going to believe technology. They're going to believe programming, which is MK Ultra, right? And that's what Trump is doing. Trump is like this, oh, nigga, all I got to do, you stupid motherfucker. I told you what a tariff was and you believed it, right? That's, you know, these people are programmed. So he goes to X or Twitter or whatever and reprograms them like Kanye. What? This nigga done broke his programming. Let me put him back under. Matthew 24 and I forgot where I was going. Endure until the end. Forget where I was going. I'll just read them all. This is Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. Got a lot to go through here. Shalom, shalom, Akiyam. All right. We're in that time, brethren. We are in that time because, all right, because that false prophets, when that false prophets thing comes up, damn, it's everywhere. Here we go. The elect cannot be deceived. That's where I was. Okay, this is Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay, so false anointed, Janus and Jambres, right, were what? Egypt or Pharaoh's best magicians or technology, right? Or the best Esau can do, right? Because he gave, like an idiot, gave over the birthright, sold it, whatever you want to call it. The best he could do is to imitate spiritual power, to imitate the kingdom, to imitate what he knows we're about to inherit. He's mad as hell, right? So what is he doing, right? Well, he's building robots, super soldiers, if you will. What is that? Well, he's trying to imitate us getting spiritual power, right? That's him getting spiritual power. Is Elon Musk, I'm gonna build a robot, motherfucker, and live vicariously through the damn robot. I'm God. This is my heavenly army, or whatever this nigga calls himself doing. What does the devil call himself doing other than trying to be the Most High? Right? And coming up way short. But the point I'm making, right, is he's doing those things, right? And they're in place, all right? The reason why turmoil is speeding up and increasing, because we're closer. This guy's shit is in place. His robots are ready. How come we didn't see all the robots that Elon was done? Because we're not there yet. They're ready, but they're coming. They got super soldiers and all of that. For what? For when things go to the next level. Okay? So we got to be ready. He's ready. Why? The Most High made him ready. How do we know that he's ready to go to war with us? Because we got faith. It says so in here. Great wrath, sparing none. How? How you gonna get all them niggas under control? Elon got some robots. And the Most High likes a good fight. So, I mean, we know these things. If you're listening, right? Go to the Zaquam Damawathia's channel. Bayan, right? Isaiah Allah, Idaho, to learn. So we won't be fooled, all right? We know the difference between true spiritual power, right, which is controlling of the elements, and a combustion engine, if you will, right? And I'm sure that Esau has perfected. They've been given what? They have been given enough technology to fool you, if you will. That's what that's saying. But you won't be able to fool those that, right, can't be fooled. But it's going to be compelling, right? So get ready for a good show, basically, right? We're almost at the point where we could just sit back and enjoy the show, right? A little bit more. But it's all, like they say, all gas, no brakes. It's almost all faith shit. All faith. Right? Anyway, expect this devil, right, to, we know that we're the ultimate target, so they're going to do everything before they get to us. You'll know, right? You'll know how close they are to running up on us, because the moment they do that, everything changes, right? I mean, everything has changed now. This devil is out of control. I wanted to play, for example, when Tucker, see, there's something special about Tucker, right? What's special about Tucker? Because Tucker has been written into the highest level of this story. And I mean by them right now, right? Tucker is playing a pivotal role in everything that is going on. Tucker is interviewing Putin. Tucker is interviewing whoever, Iran's president. Now, okay? Why is that so significant? We know, okay? Who knows that? The men of GMS know that. because he came to the men of GMS's camp. This is what makes Tucker, right, so important to everything going on right now. Because Tucker, that encounter with the elder apostles, it means everything. Okay? That video, I made that video, and I made sure, right, that encounter was kind of like the centerpiece of that video, right? There's a very pivotal encounter happening, right? Because if you understand what happened with that transaction, Tucker understood. And we were allowed to see the transaction go down to where Tucker understood. Tucker's not a dummy. He's probably sent down there, right? Probably an agent. He didn't just stumble down there. And this was so many years ago. It had to be, I would say, 2012 or before, 2013 or before that, if I'm not mistaken. I remember it happened. It was so long ago. But when you understand who Tucker Carlson is, who his family is up there. Who he is, he's a old school journalist, okay? Meaning he's a researcher, okay? Extraordinary. He went to these schools where they taught him how to go in and find shit out, okay? So either before he went to the camp, he found some shit, or either after he went to the camp, he found out everything. And not only did he find out what he thought that he had to know, Tucker is part of an organization. And Tucker has a team, a research team that works for him, right? And there's an apparatus behind Tucker. It's not just him. And again, he was probably sent down there. I'm not sure. Even if he stumbled down there, he still comes with an apparatus behind him that after, you know what they said, I'm gonna go figure out what? And then he's looking at us, and then years later, right, after that, with all this firepower, he comes back on the scene. Because when he was at the camp, we were supposed to be seeing him as though his dick was in the dirt. He got fired and kicked out. They kicked him out of journalism. He's some rebel. Because when he came on the scene, the motherfucker was wearing a bow tie, and I'm a James Carville racist, if you understand what I'm talking about. Anybody wearing a bow tie, I'm a little, racist from fucking Louisiana, and I hate niggers, and the bow tie tells the whole story. He came out like that. And then he started more, he took the bow tie off, and now I'm coming out cool and I love everybody type of shit. Now he's doing everything except for telling you what happened when he encountered the elder apostles. He ain't saying that. In this very transaction, he's, speaking at one of his homies' little thing. See if I can find it. Yeah. He actually says, God loves everybody, and and it went completely off of what he was taught, letting you know what he's actually out there pushing at this time. Nigga, no, you know what the truth is. So if you're speaking on God in any capacity, now we did see him take down this guy, what's his name, this clown from Canada, forget his name, Jose whatever, Ted Cruz. He took down Ted Cruz about who the children of Israel are and aren't, but he didn't display any of the wisdom and knowledge that he held back on that. So Tucker is pivotal in everything that you see moving forward right now. They got Tucker challenging Trump. Okay, what is that? Is that part of this whole psyop? because Tucker knows what's going on. Why is Tucker part of everything that's going on from the top? Why? Because they got his ass in there. We can't forget that. That encounter, you have to use that encounter, right, to determine what you see going on the world stage, right? What is Tucker doing? He ain't bringing up the Hebrew. If he does, which he has, he throw a little side joke and then hit the side and then keep it moving, just in case anybody happens to see that thing, which they're probably expunging the shit out of whenever they get a bead on it, right? Because that's how they operate. Anyway, let me try to play some of this. Let's see, I think I got a little speaker over here if the speaker works.
Weird sex freak who was abusing girls. We knew that. But the fact that the U.S. government, the one that I voted for, refused to take my question seriously and instead said, case closed, shut up, conspiracy theorist, was too much for me. And I don't think the rest of us should be satisfied with that. And by the way, let me just say really quickly, because I was so mad about it that I think I found out part of what's going on. I think we are going to find out more. And I think the truth, for whatever it's worth, in case you're interested, is that the DOJ didn't release lots of incriminating sex videos with Epstein and his billionaire pals because they don't have them. They don't have them because when the original search warrant was served 2007, I think, possibly 2006, I think 7, it was basically designed to protect Epstein. The search warrant was written in such a way to make sure that the feds never got their hands on the actually incriminating evidence. It's another way of saying the cover-up has been going on since 2007.
And that's okay? It's okay for all?
The real question is not, was Jeffrey Epstein
he's
a
dead.
Weirdo who was abusing girls? Yes, we can answer that. The real question is, why was he doing this, on whose behalf, and where did the money come from? And those are the questions that need to be answered. And I think it's entirely fair to ask them. And it's not adequate to say anyone who asked them is somehow desecrating the memory of little girls who died in Texas. I'm not going to put up with that answer. I don't care who gives that answer. That is not acceptable. And I think the real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of Intel Services, probably not American.
Fair use.
And we have every right to ask, on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that. I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things. Murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting US president.
These things are all right.
It's got a whole trail of crimes.
It's okay.
That doesn't make me a disloyal American. It doesn't make me anti-American in any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency does not make you a hater. It makes you a free person. It makes you a citizen. You're allowed to do that because you're not a slave. You're a citizen. And you have a right to expect that your government will not act against your interests, and you have a right to demand that foreign governments not be allowed to act against your interests. That's not creepy. It shouldn't be forbidden. And yet all of us have trained ourselves to believe that you can't say that somehow. That that's like too naughty and forbidden. And the effect of making that off limits has been to create a lot of resentment, and I'll say it, hate online. Where people feel like they can't just say, like, what the hell is this? You have the former Israeli prime minister living in your house. You have had all this contact with the foreign government.
It's getting deep.
Were you working on behalf of Mossad? Were you running a blackmail operation on behalf of a foreign government? By the way, every single person in Washington, D.C. thinks that. I've never met anyone who doesn't think that. I don't know any of them that hate Israel, but no one feels they can say that. Why? And I think the longer that we play along with it, the more subterranean and creepy and hateful the conversation actually becomes.
Subterranean.
So I think it's better just to say it right out loud. Did this happen? And of course, that question has been asked to the government of Israel, and their answer is, we're not going to tell you. And I think our answer should be, no. As long as we're sending you money, if you were committing crimes on our soil, we have an absolute right to know, did you do this or not? And yet everybody has been so brainwashed
and cowed
into thinking that's somehow an expression of hate or bigotry, when it's not. It's a baseline question that every U.S. citizen has a right to an answer on. What the hell was this? And by the way, if it turns out that it was nothing at all, that somehow Jeffrey Epstein really did earn $165 million giving tax advice to somebody, which is, for the record, a lot more than most people pay their accountants, and that none of this was actually a foreign intel operation, and that there was no blackmail involved, that actually Bill Gates was just hanging on the island because the weather was especially good. No one was videotaped doing anything immoral or illegal, and then that was used against them to get them to obey. If all of that is false, then just tell me how it's false. But don't call me a lunatic. And when Fox News runs a piece, as they did yesterday by Hugh Hewitt, saying that anybody who's got even more questions about Epstein is some kind of nutcase with an unhappy personal life, who's spending too much time on Twitter in the fervent fever swamps of conspiracies, up yours, buddy. Why don't you answer the question then? Don't let anybody insult you, anybody, and I mean anybody, ever get away with insulting you instead of answering a legitimate question. Okay? Ever. And by the way, you will hear certain people say, well, that means you hate the person. No, it doesn't. I've got a bunch of kids. I would never let them get away with that. If I caught one of my kids, smoking weed in the bathroom at my house, I was like, are you smoking weed in the bathroom? Shut up, racist! You hate me! No, you're my child. I don't hate you. Answer the freaking question. Were you smoking weed in the bathroom or not? I'm not the criminal here. You seem to be. So I just think it's really important to get into that headspace. And even now, when people talk about this topic, I can promise you, since I spent all day on the phone yesterday on this topic.
All right, so that was Tucker.
Like this before. Have you heard about Dorilla Ergo? It's the cutting-edge ergonomic pillow that people actually...
I'm trying to get to Alex Jones. Salakia.
This is the most self-destructive temper tantrum stuff, and is the equivalent of going off the coast of San Diego and just for a day throwing rotten chicken blood into the ocean. Great white sharks will show up, probably in a few hours.
Today, Alex Jones stated that President Donald Trump is engaging in a self-destructive temper tantrum over the backlash toward the administration for refusing to release the Epstein files. And he had a lot more criticism of Trump where that came from. Jake, I'm going to just immediately toss to you because enjoy your victory lap. Go ahead.
Look at them, they're falling apart.
Guys, look, this is really important. It isn't about, we were right, and literally every other, not literally, and not every, but most other left-wing hosts that told you they'll never turn, they'll all agree 100% with Trump on everything, they're a cult, etc. Yeah, they were wrong, and they could move the goalposts. Oh, they're not saying slay queen to Kamala Harris, so it doesn't count. Okay, whatever. You can do whatever you want. That's not. But if that, for you guys out there that aren't in this silly media games and stuff, we need to win over independent voters. We're not going to win over Alex Jones. You crazy? Okay, but the fact that Alex Jones is saying no, Trump is wrong, and I'm mad at him, etc. And we're not a cult. It gets people thinking independently. Once you get...
These devils are through, man. They're absolutely through. Okay? So what's the next phase? This is where they're at. Let's get that one more time. This is Revelation 12 and 12. I'm gonna go ahead and close. Revelation 12 and 12, and then we'll get great wrath, right? Well, this is great wrath. Roaring lion, we'll get that. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Why do they know? They know that the jig is up. They're at each other's throat right now. Right? And it's only a matter of time. See, this is what Esau, when Esau knows he's caught, what does he do? He's got to use that sword. Who's he going to use it? He's going to turn right to Jake. Who? MAGA. MAGA like this. Okay, I was butt-ass wrong. Of course you were butt-ass wrong. You're always butt-ass. So I have no other choice but to turn my wrath, right, on you inwards. I'm going to turn my wrath inwards. So lock it there with me. This is like a roaring lion, right? Like a roaring lion. 1 Peter 5 and 8. All right, and I'm gonna just go ahead and close on this. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about. So lock in. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. That's the time we're in right now. Why? This devil has been exposed. He's at a stalemate. He's at a cat's game, right? He knows it. The jig is up. Oh, it's us. We're being exposed as the pariah of the earth. What must I do? Right? Well, if I'm going down, I'm going to take the Samson option. I'm going to take all you niggas down with me. That's how Esau gets down. All right? So do what? Well, prepare yourself, because you have to endure until the end. You got to make it all the way through this. And this devil, you know what he's doing? He's playing the most dangerous game. Look that up. Look up something called the most dangerous game. Because those white supremacists and neo-Nazis under them masks that say ICE and all that other shit, they're playing something called the most dangerous game. They're counting heads. They got a body count going, right? So anyway, with that, let's get Ecclesiastes on the way out here. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Right? Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right? This is Philippians here. 2. Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? So, patiently endure in all subjection and meekness, right? And strengthen your faith, right? With that, we hope that the elect will edify your brother and a few sisters. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Akakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them. Taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word and truth in its sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of God. Shalom.